Hey, what's up, people? Pizowell here, and today I want to talk to you about 1990's Buried Alive. Now, this is partially going to be a review of the movie as well as a review of this new Kino Lorber Blu-ray release. Tim Matheson stars as Clint, a hard-working man who, along with his wife Joanna, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh, have moved out to the country for a taste of the quiet life. But Joanna is a city girl at heart and soon grows tired of living in the sticks. So tired, in fact, that she conspires to kill Clint. Her plans go a bit awry, however, because Clint isn't quite dead. He claws his way out of his own grave and is now a little bitter about the whole thing. Buried Alive is notable for being Frank Darabont's directorial debut. Before The Shawshank Redemption, The Mist, and The Walking Dead, there was this little USA original movie. Buried Alive is notable for me personally because it was a USA original movie. Now, back in the day, I was quite the USA original movie connoisseur. I liked quite a few of USA's original movies and got excited whenever a new one was coming on. There was Nightmare on the 13th Floor, which I did a review of not long ago, and Tobe Hooper's I'm Dangerous Tonight, which I think is a really underrated Tobe Hooper film. There were other standouts too, such as Cabin by the Lake and Wheels of Terror, which I also reviewed not long ago. But Buried Alive was always a standout for me, so when I saw that Kino Lorber was releasing a Blu-ray, I pre-ordered immediately. Buried Alive benefits from a great cast. First, Jennifer Jason Leigh. I do believe this was the very first time I ever saw Jennifer Jason Leigh in a film. Now, it might have been Eyes of a Stranger. It's close. I don't remember exactly, but just for the sake of argument, we'll say that Buried Alive was the first time I ever saw Ms. Leigh on film. I'm also pretty sure that the second movie I remember seeing her in was Single White Female. So whenever I see Jennifer Jason Leigh appear in a movie, in any movie, my knee-jerk reaction is, don't trust her! William Atherton co-stars as Court, a scheming, wholly untrustworthy physician who plants the seed of murder in Johanna's mind. Hoyt Axton, the dad from Gremlins, also co-stars. Man, what a voice on that guy. But this is Tim Matheson's show, and he turns in a great, largely dialogue-free performance, particularly after he returns from the grave. So who hasn't had a nightmare about being buried alive? Or are you claustrophobic? Well, then this movie is for you. Since it had been many, many years since I last saw Buried Alive, there were really only a couple of sequences that I remembered vividly, one of them being when Clint claws his way out of his own grave. The second being when Matheson plunges his hands that are mangled and torn to shreds after having clawed himself out of his own grave in a sink full of hydrogen peroxide. Whenever Jeremy or I sustain a boo-boo that requires first aid and I use hydrogen peroxide to clean the boo-boo, I think of this movie. From there, Clint goes from kind, mild-mannered guy to merciless harbinger of vengeance, and Matheson does a lot with a little in the way of dialogue. He's almost born anew, now a cold and bloodthirsty shell of his former self with vengeance on his mind. But can you really blame him? However, there's more going on in Buried Alive than a simple revenge flick. The film was written by Mark Patrick Carducci, who also wrote Pumpkinhead and a movie that I love with all my heart, Neon Maniacs. There are two great little sequences that just add so much character to this movie. There's a nice low-key scene with the town sheriff played by Hoyt Axton and his wife, in which the sheriff laments his friend Clint's death. There's another great sequence involving the local mortician and his new squeamish apprentice. Now, there are some lapses in logic in this movie. For instance, they don't quite bury Clint 6 feet deep. As a matter of fact, it seems like they only buried him 2, maybe 3 feet deep at the most. And would they really not embalm a corpse prior to it being buried simply to save time? Or would they really bury a body in a super cheap pine casket that you can easily punch a hole through to save money? All that aside, I really enjoy Buried Alive. Darabont's direction, Carducci's teleplay, and Matheson's performance helped the film rise above being just another made-for-cable movie. If you haven't seen Buried Alive, I say check it out. As for this Blu-ray release from Kino Lorber, I thought the picture quality and the sound quality were absolutely fantastic. This release features a brand new 2K master, and even though it's presented in the 4:3 aspect ratio that it was shot in for television, the picture quality was great, I thought. Kino Lorber did a wonderful job with this transfer. The picture quality and the sound quality are both top-notch. I'd give them a solid 4.5 out of 5 each. A lot of these made-for-cable movies that have made the jump either to DVD or Blu-ray, even with good quality transfers, they still look not so great. That is definitely not the case with this release from Kino Lorber. As far as extras are concerned, first we get an interview with actor William Atherton. It's 7 minutes and 7 seconds in length. Mr. Atherton discusses working with Frank Darabont, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Tim Matheson, and Hoyt Axton. He discusses his character in the film, working in both made-for-TV and made-for-cable movies, and more. Next, we have an audio commentary with entertainment journalist and author Brian Reisman. I listened to about 40 to 45 minutes of Mr. Reisman's commentary for Buried Alive, and it was incredibly informative and very entertaining. We also get trailers for the movies Impulse, Heart of Midnight, and Rush. And even though Kino Lorber kept the presentation for this release pretty simple, I thought the artwork on this slip is absolutely gorgeous. This is a very nice Blu-ray release for Buried Alive from the folks over at Kino Lorber. Both the picture quality and the sound quality are fantastic, and we get a couple of nice extras. Again, if you've not seen Buried Alive, I recommend it. Go and check it out. If you're a fan of the film, then this Blu-ray release from Kino Lorber is definitely a must-own. Please let me know your thoughts on Buried Alive down in the comments section below. If you have a favorite USA original movie from back in the day, please let me know which one it is down in the comments section below also. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. A huge shout out to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and join me for exclusive live streams, get early access to videos, and have a say in what movies I review on my channel. Become a channel member and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.